Hello friends and potential friends. Well, I made it to Idaho. The northern extension of Geeky Gardens. Just got in yesterday afternoon. I was worn out from the trip, and I'm finding it's taking a little bit more to adjust to the altitudes this year. So I plan on taking a few days to just acclimate a little bit, see what I can see, and get used to being here before I hit what work needs to be done. Today's Saturday. The water should be back Sunday. So I might do a little bit of raking. My sister's been doing some mowing. I might do a little bit of raking, save up some of this grass that she's cut, get it ready for the garden. But I thought I'd just take a walk around right today and see what things are doing. And to begin with, man, these roses are beautiful. There's wild roses. I have no idea what kind they are. But aren't those pretty? And they're everywhere. More of them out in the backyard. I'll show you those when we get out there. But yeah, it is a beautiful place. I mean, I have to admit that. It doesn't have the best of weather, but it sure is a pretty place. I forget what Mom called these things, but they're just past their prime. So I just missed out on them a little bit. Let's see what else we can find out here. Well, here's the big plum tree. I don't see any plums on it yet, but I suspect it won't be long. The brush I cleared out last year hasn't all grown back, so maybe I can actually make some headway against it this year. Get a little bit more of this corner cleaned out. And I need to walk over and take a look at the mulberry bush. Oop, I think I see some mulberries up there. You know, those should be popping up and ripening probably within the next couple of weeks. So let's go see what we got over there. And I know I call it a mulberry bush, but it's a tree. This is all one mulberry tree, and there's the base. So big that some kids apparently sometime in the past hung rope up in there so they could climb up easier. Let's go see what we got around the other side. The other side is where I was getting all the mulberries last year. Several branches right over in here that were the ones that were producing. And oh boy, they're going to be producing again. Several branches. This half of the tree apparently is where all the fruit forms. You may remember the first year this is where I parked the van. Can't do that now because I'm going to be laying out tarps to collect mulberries in another couple of weeks. And we're going to have another bumper crop of them. Man, looking good. Got more wild roses out in here. Mom's collected lots of rose hips off of them. Another wild rose over here, I believe. No, that one doesn't look like a rose. But that one is. And here we have the kitchen garden. Mom's got it. Let's see, we got a tomato plant growing here. A lot of blossoms. might be producing fruit. That looks an awful lot like a Praxis. And I think she did mention that she had planted one Praxis. From the looks of the stems on that thing, that's what this looks like. We got a beet over here. I know it's a beet because it's got a huge bulb under there. And these are radishes next to it, and they're big too. Probably should pull them out of there. They're starting to go to seed. Might as well get the bulbs before they go to seed. A couple of cabbage heads starting to form heads. And this, I'm not sure what that is. There's a sign over, well, here's a sign that says spinach, but that's a radish. That looks almost like a bok choy, some kind of brassica. Here's a sign that says bok choy, but that's next to this other one that is a bok choy and is going to seed. We're waiting to get some seeds out of those, but we really don't need all of those. Better Boy tomato hasn't been planted yet. Got some Swiss chard down here that made it through the winter. More bok choy seeds. Yeah, we need to take some of these out of here and make some room to plant something else, because that's more seeds than we would ever use in a lifetime. But Mom does like her little kitchen garden. I may have to try to get the other raised bed put together out here for her, up closer to the house. And small plum tree over by the wood pile. I don't see any plums on it yet, but it probably won't be long. And then up there between the two buildings is the yellow plum tree. And I don't see any plums on that yet. But again, it won't be long at all, and probably both of these things will be loaded. And out in the pasture, things are looking a lot different from last year when I left. This was all overgrown last year. Mom let the neighbor put his cows back on the pasture this year, and they've got it pretty well cleaned up and mowed down. I'll have to walk out there in a little bit, see how that irrigation ditch is looking. And out there in the back, halfway back, is a bright green you see back there is a couple more mulberry trees. And I want to get back to the very far back pretty soon and see if that really is a cherry tree that I spotted back there last year. At least now it looks like you can get out in here and get some stuff done, and hopefully I can get more of this to green up a little bit better. And in what was supposed to be the main garden, which I really should have put closer to the house. This is where we had tomatoes last year, and some of them are still here in amongst the weeds. I need to clean this up and get it ready to plant in. But it's just now starting to get sun, and it's about 11:30 in the morning. So Mom didn't want to put the tomatoes in here, so she started putting some of them over here in the next bed. They get a little bit more sun earlier in the day. Got some weeds in there that need to be taken out too, but yeah, there's a couple of tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, 4, oh, that says it's a pepper. I don't know what kind it is. And that right there, she has a sign that says it's a Praxis cherry tomato. I see one little blossom down in there. But yep, that's starting to get pretty solid. That's really all we need is one of those. She got so many cherry tomatoes off of that thing last year that she had to can a bunch of them, and we were eating them fresh. They were big enough to where we could slice them up and make sandwiches out of them. Over here we have a couple of okra plants that have volunteered from last year. A few weeds here and there. And looks like these are, let's see, one of them says it's pumpkin pie pumpkin. And one says it's an acorn squash. Now growing here, they will spread all the way out into that pasture by the end of the summer. Let's see what the ditch is doing. Bone dry. Today's Saturday. There should be water in here tomorrow. So if I want to get anything done along the ditch here this first off, it has to happen today. And I'm taking a break from the road, so nothing's going to happen today. Let's see, we've got some more squash down here. This one says spaghetti squash. This one says pumpkin pie pumpkin. A little bit of garlic mixed in there. Sign that says Asian cabbage. And another spaghetti squash. And this is the garlic that's getting about ready. Mom cut scapes off of it a week or so ago. I see there's one scape left over there. She mentioned she had no, that was an onion. She's got an onion somewhere that she's letting go to seed. These are about ready to come out. We'll probably be doing a harvest before too long. I can't get down in there deep enough to see what they're doing, but they look good and healthy. Let me see if I can find that onion she mentioned. It's not out here. I may have to ask her. But that's the garden as it is right now. A month from now, this is going to look entirely different. I can't get over how fast things grow around here. And I'll bring the camera along so we can watch it together. Because I know there's a lot of people like me that don't live in a place like this and are not used to this kind of rapid growth. Speaking of rapid growth, this is where I planted okra and corn last year. And the grass is taking over again. So I may have to do some more digging. But again, not today. And lastly, here's what's left of her strawberry tower. I don't see any life in there except for the cat grass that I brought with me for Mamba. I'm going to move this over closer to the kitchen garden so that she can get easier access to it. And that's about everything that's going on around here today. Oh, there's Indy. I'm settled in for the summer. Nice and comfortable in there. Got the air conditioner set up and running. It actually stays cooler in the van than it does in the house. Don't tell Mom. So it's going to be a good summer. I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, I'm not going to be pushing myself as hard as I have in the past. I'll do what I can do, and the rest will just have to wait. So, in any case, I'll see y'all next time.